In lecture 25, first we will discuss the previous question which we discussed in lecture 24. First we will discuss the solution of this particular problem. Okay, here the signal is given x of z is equal to 3 by z minus 2, and when you compare with the first equation, here you can see that there is z by z minus e, but there is no z. So in order to compensate that, or to write in the standard form, we will put a z here. To cancel this, we will write z raised to minus 1. So we will get the same thing. Okay, and if the signal is first we will take only this part. Okay, we will take this part. Okay, if transform is z by z minus 2, the corresponding signal in the time domain, by using this equation you can write as 2 raised to n into u of n. Okay, so we know that. And one more thing, why we choose this causal signal, because the ROC is given modulus of z greater than 2. Okay, modulus of z greater than 2 means this region is ROC, so this 2 represent a causal signal. Okay, so that's why we choose the first one. And now we can see that it is multiplied by 3, so I can multiply here also. Now if there is a term like this z raised to minus 1, that actually indicating the time shifting property. See, if there is a time shifting in the time domain, that is x of n minus n0, for example, if it is x of n minus 1, okay, in the z domain it becomes z raised to minus 1 into x of z. So if you consider this portion as x of z, and now we are multiplying with z raised to minus 1, means we need to take the shifted version, that is to n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. Okay, it becomes z raised to minus 1 into the original transform, that is 3z by z minus 2. Okay, so our signal becomes x of n is equal to 3 into 2 raised to n minus 1 into u of n minus 1. Okay, so this is the solution. Next we will discuss the inverse z transform question, which is given by x of z is equal to some values, and 3 cases are given: ROC between 2 less than modulus of z less than 3, and greater than 3, and less than 1. Okay, we will consider each case. So before that, we need to perform the partial fraction. To perform the partial fraction, always we will prefer the form x of z by z form. Okay, then the simplification will be easy. So the remaining term will be z square minus 4z plus 5 divided by z minus 3 into z minus 1 into z minus 2. Okay, and now we can see that the numerator is only z square and denominator is z cube. So I can perform the partial fraction. So I will write like this: a by z minus 3 plus b by z minus 1 plus c by z minus 2. Okay, now I can take the LCM. If you take the LCM, it becomes a into z minus 1 into z minus 2 plus b into z minus 3 into z minus 2 plus c into z minus 3 into z minus 1. Okay, and the denominator becomes z minus 3 into z minus 1 and z minus 2. Okay, from this you can see that the denominator of the first equation and this equation are same, so I can equate the numerator part. Okay, I can equate the numerator of the first equation and the last equation. Okay, and we will only equate the numerator part, and when you equate the numerator part, and if you substitute z is equal to 3, you will get one solution for this constant, and if z is equal to 2 other, and z is equal to 1, because z is equal to 3 is one root, z is equal to 2 is another root, z is 1 is another root. So after substituting each value, you will get a is equal to 1 and b is equal to again 1 and c is equal to minus 1. Okay, after substituting. And now I'll directly write the result. So after substituting the constant value, x of z becomes 1 by z minus 3 plus 1 by z minus 1 minus 1 by z minus 2. Okay, now I need to multiply with the z. So after this multiplication with z to the right side, so first we will take the case the modulus of z between 2 and 3, and x of z will be like this, and we can consider three poles here. One z is equal to 1 and another z is equal to 2 and another one z is equal to 3, and based on this the ROC is between 2 and 3, so the shaded region actually representing the ROC. And based on the basic knowledge, we know that if the poles 1 and 2, okay, lies inside this ROC, interior to the ROC, or we can say the pole 1 and 2 we can see the inside this portion, and 3 it's outside this ROC. Okay, from this I can say that if the ROC is exterior to the poles, means these two poles represent causal, and if the ROC is interior to the pole, then that represent anticausal. Okay, so two poles represent causal, that one causal and two representing causal. This is anticausal. So I can write x of n based on that concept. So here we need to write anticausal part, so I need to choose this result. So it becomes minus 3 raised to n into u of minus n minus 1. Okay, and second one is a causal part, so I can choose the first equation, so it becomes u of n. Now the third signal is z by z minus 2, again a causal signal, so you can write 2 raised to n into u of n. So the signal contain anticausal part and causal part, so the entire signal is a non-causal. Okay, now we'll check the second condition. Here the ROC is given modulus of z greater than 3, so assume that this is the pole 3 and here it is 2 and here it is 1 and a, and you can see that the ROC, okay, region of convergence, lies exterior to the poles. Okay, if it is exterior to the pole, means all the poles representing a causal. Okay, 1 2 3 etc representing the causal. So this is causal, this is causal, and this is also causal, so we can prefer the first equation. Okay, so I can write x of n is equal to in causal form I can write this 3 raised to n into u of n. Second term again causal, so I can write u of n, here a is equal to 1, and the last term again causal, so 2 raised to n into u of n. Okay, so the entire signal is representing a causal type, because all the poles you can see that interior of this ROC. Okay, and ROC lies outside the pole, so this is the ROC. Okay, shaded portion, so this represents a causal signal. Next we will discuss z is less than 1. If z is less than 1 means assume that this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. Okay, these are the poles, and the shaded portion indicating the ROC. From the figure it's clear that the pole 1 2 3 are outside this shaded region, or we can say the ROC is interior to the poles. So then all these signals represent anti-causal signal. Okay, anti-causal signal means we need to represent signal in time domain in anti-causal form. Okay, this is from the Z domain, and this term representing anti-causal, this is also anti-causal, this is also anti-causal. So I can write x of n in anti-causal form, so minus 3 raised to n into u of minus n minus 1. Okay, the second term is a is equal to 1, so you can write u of minus n minus 1, and the third term already there is a minus, so minus into minus plus 2 raised to n into u of minus n minus 1. Okay. So it's a purely an anti-causal signal. It's contain only left sided. Okay, it's a left sided sequence. Okay. Thank you. They'll give you a practice question to find the inverse is a transform, but here the signal is given as a difference equation. So first we need to find out the transform h of z, then its inverse, and the step response corresponds to that particular system. So here you need to use the convolution property of z transform, and the time shifting property, and the basic concept of partial fraction. Okay, so solution we will discuss in the next class.